Hey everybody, this is Glidercat and it's time to play. We are back in Foundry. Let's get back to it. Between episodes, boy, I did a bunch of exploring. Just exploring around the map and brainstorming on what I want to do with this playthrough. I'm probably going to do a little bit of the path less traveled. Just for fun. So we'll be doing things a little bit different. But I did, while looking around and stuff, I kept the tech tree, our progress in the tech tree going. And I've unlocked quite a bit of things here. A lot of the Science Pack 2 stuff has been researched. I got a few things left I got to do. Power poles. Right now I'm researching the incinerator. And I've been just handcrafting Science Pack 2s while I kind of look around and kind of just plan what I want to do in this playthrough. But we've got some things we need to do this episode. If we look at construction, what our options are for crafting, we've got the ability now to build these crushers right here. And I think I've got one or two in inventory. Where are they? Assemblers. Maybe I placed it. Yeah, I just have one, but we want to get to crushing our ore, and that will make it last quite a bit longer, I believe. Crushing it before we smelt it, and crushing the ignium, I guess, before we burn it. So let's get on to that task. I'm going to grab some building materials so we can build more crushers. Let's grab a few stacks of these. And we'll go grab a few stacks of the rods. And that'll help make these initial deposits last a little longer. There's our crusher right there, I think. Let's grab some of this. Boink, boink, boink. If we look at the crusher, we've got, let's see, 40 per minute. So it's a 1-to-1 for ignia or technum or rubble to kind of purified technum ore. Might be able to show this if I plop some in. So you can kind of see it's a 1-to-1. The crushing process moves pretty quick, 40 per minute. Grab that stuff out. Boom, now it's in my inventory. And if we look at one of our smelters, did I put another one of these down? I thought I had another one down. Technum ore rubble. We just delete these guys for the time being. So now that smelter is unhooked. Grab out its inventory, or let it finish doing its thing or whatever. Boom. Manage inventory. If we put in technum ore, this is the refined stuff. Instead of, let's see. Technum ore, 20 per minute, 20 per minute. I need to grab these out every time. 14. Now we get 3. So now you can see the ratio. We're getting 20 per minute is being consumed, and we're getting 30 per minute of technum rods. So this is all just to demonstrate that the crushed ore does give you quite a bit of a boost in the outputs. That's why we want to convert that stuff over. I can throw these guys back on. Boink. Copy one of you. Drop you down. And that guy's back online. So let's find a spot for the crushers, right? Somewhere in between these guys. Maybe we can belt off this way into crushers and then belt back and join that same loop. That might be the easiest. Let's get some more foundations down. Am I out of foundations? That seems like it's impossible to be the case. But it is. Let's go craft some more. Yeah, that is super strange because I had a bunch of foundations on me. Let's get back to it here. Drag this guy out. And then rid of that belt. Rid of that belt. Then how do we want to do this? Let's come out a little bit more. That is going to be platform for our output belt, actually. Show you how we're going to do this. A belt. Beacon. Oh, I don't need to see all that. Am I out of conveyors too? My goodness. Man, where did everything go? You'll notice I have a bunch of explosives. We'll get to we'll get to that maybe next episode. We'll see. All right, waiting for my foundations. Need to get more belts. I do have level 2s now. Let's go with those if we can. Let's kind of switch over and start using those. I'll grab some more building materials. I got plenty of those. Someone in the comments mentioned I was just wasting ignium by having all my burners hooked up, saying that they burn ignium whether or not you're actually using the energy. So I disconnected that whole row and we're just got the first one burning. And it seems like everybody's powered. So I think we're okay for now. We can always enable more of those in a little bit. All right, I'm looking to craft more belts. More foundations. We'll keep that stuff going. Research is still ongoing. And where was I working? We're going to do the same thing over here. Guess we can do this one too while we're at it. Something like that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Our path over here. Getting belts yet? Yeah, I'm starting to get belts. Put those on the hotbar. I can use up the last 2 of the ones I've got, and then we'll try and standardize on the faster belts. That can go off, and where are you? You can go here. Boom, and then you're going to turn in there. You're going to go bye-bye, and this one is going to come with me. Except I need to change the level of belt, so we can come out this way. Then we're going to put our crushers right along here. We need to craft some of those too. Do I have what I need? I do. Let's grab 10 crushers. I have to wait for things to craft a little bit. And then we're going to need to do the same thing over here. I guess we'll come out this way and then hook back in. So we'll need foundations. Boom, and we're going to do the same kind of thing. We're this way. We'll run this ignium ore through a smelter first. I might want to leave these. We'll come do this one last. We'll leave these belts here first. Just so we can have power. We don't brown out while we're doing this stuff. Still waiting on crafting. Let's change the order of crafting. Okay, let's get those guys going. I'll queue up some building blocks behind it. And this is where our crushers are going to go. I might even have those on the hotbar here. Crusher right there. Boom. 6 panels, maybe like that. Let's start with 2 and see how far that gets us. You can just come along this way. Little loaders. You and you. All right, what am I missing here? What am I missing? Kind of expecting these guys to fire up automatically. We want not that. Ferrite, right? Okay. This guy, same thing. We'll keep an eye on the belt. We may need 2 more crushers to keep things humming along. Let's do it. Let's do 2 more of these guys. Boom and boom. Boom. Copy that guy and belt Q. Trying to get a belt here. I guess I'll just pick it off the hotbar. This guy doesn't want to cooperate at the moment. All right. All right. And change these guys to outputs. Boink and boink. That's a bit better, right? That's a bit better. This line keeps backing up because we're not really making a lot yet. That one's done. Let's go do the next one. I'll grab my little test crusher here. We'll make use of this. Boom, and here's my ore. Here's where we're going to do it. Same kind of thing. This time we're going to come across here. Boink. And this is going to come out this way. Grab our crushers. Said 4, right? 1. We'll just make the screens kind of face each other and leave one spot for now. This whole area, this whole starting area, I'm kind of viewing as temporary. Want to do other things. I got ideas. This will get us started. All right, let me grab a fast belt. I don't really care about these belts not being consistent right now. Because like I said, we're going to be doing different things. Loaders. 1, 2, 3, 4. And these need to be made output. Boink. Oh, I can't reach it. 2. Q. We'll copy that guy, and we're going to need loaders over here. 2, 3, 4. Whoops. To that one. Our input ore. Boink. And now we just need to set the recipes. This time, Technum writes. Boom. Boom. Technum and Technum. Let's see, how many crushers do I have left? Looks like I have 3. Let's get another one crafted and we'll go do the ignium. We'll be done with this little exercise and we will hopefully have saved ourselves some ore, made these initial deposits last a little bit longer. I want to be over here. Guys are going to be, make sure I leave enough room. Loader and then belt. So I think it's going to be here. So I need to do a bit more drilling. So all that. Belts. It's our output. One short, more belts. Boink, 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 boink. Those are already set to input. And I need loaders too, it looks like. Let's go get some building materials. I can go, let's get rid of these little bits of nuggets. I don't need this. Rods look okay. No power. No power. You can maybe solve that. Just holding down the E key to pick up some of this. Biomass went in. That's not what I want. Give me the biomass. Take this garbage. We're all set to outputs. Let's get recipe selected here so we can get production moving on this. Oh, can I not crush this? Oh, no. No. Oh, man. Big mistake. Xenoferrite or rubble. This is a mix of xenoferrite and ignium. I don't know if that can be burned. Xenoferrite, rubble. All right, hold on one second. We'll get power hooked back up here for a second. This may have been a mistake, but I want to run a test just to see if we can burn that other stuff. I have no idea. That kind of combination one. We'll get things hooked up here first. I know I'm mixing belt types. Not too worried about it right now. Okay, they'll get power going. What I want to do is see if I can make that mix. Let's see. Probably want this guy turned off. Set that to input. This one I'm going to set up for this mix. Xenoferrite ignium ore blend. I just want to see if what comes out of this we can actually burn. I need to go get some xenoferrite and bring it over. I just took some ignium off of the belt, which is perfect. Xenoferrite. Manage inventory. And that. These two are identical to me. I don't know if those are different colors to you, but those two things look identical to my colorblind eyes. The xenoferrite and the ignium is not fun for me. Xenoferrite, boom. All right, starting to make it. It should have nowhere to dump it. Oh my God. This is the, are these all the same color? This, and this, they all look the same color to me. Oh man. All right, I'm going to take some of this output and we're going to load one of the burners up and see if it actually will burn this material. Ignium or rubble. I have a little bit more of that. You can take that last little nugget. And that's enough for our test. Let's go up to a burner here that's not hooked up to anything and see if it'll burn this mix. Xenoferrite ignium ore blend. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, I'm not seeing it burn, right? Bummer. All right. Well, never mind. Let's get rid of all this. I think there is a way to burn a whole bunch or just deconstruct a bunch of stuff at once. Shift F, there it is. Shift F. Boom. And enough. Just fill that in. We may come back and use this little platform. All right, enough of that. Oh man, that's kind of a bummer. What a waste of time. All right, but we got our xenoferrite being ground up. We've got our technum being ground up. We've got research is still ongoing. It's probably waiting on science packs, and I've got some in my pocket. Let's go drop some off. We're not doing, we have not automated science pack 2s. Get to it. Get to it. Backpack. Let's get rid of all this. I don't need it, so I just want it out of my way. I'm going to split this guy. And let's take a look here. Give this guy 50 of those. You can take the extra 22. This guy some science pack 2s. Science pack 1s are automated. We're researching the incinerator. All right, what next? Let me show you kind of what I've got planned for longer term or slightly longer term. Like I said, this valley here, probably not going to build in it. I kind of like the way it looks. And I want to kind of keep some nature around as I'm building out my factories. So if you look straight ahead, I've got a map marker here called Research Tower Steps. And as we come into here, Carved out this nice little stairway here. What I want to do eventually is level this mountain, like get rid of all of everything you see here. Because on this plateau, we're low enough where we can actually see things before the in-game kind of fog kicks in. You can see the fog in the distance. I think that's for rendering. I wish we could get rid of the fog. Don't like it. But right alongside this mountain, there's some kind of cool scenery or some cool views all around the mountain here. We've got this kind of heavily forested area. We've got a tiny little desert plain here, and then we've got kind of a more lush green area over there. And if we go to the other side, I can find my stairway up through here. I've already kind of carved out a little path here. One of these goes all the way through. This one looks like it goes all the way through. So cool stuff over here. More forested area. We've got water in the distance. I think maybe even water back that way. Yeah, water across this dense forest. So we're going to do some building on this main plateau here, or what's going to become a plateau. Like I said, we'll blast all this out. One of the first things I want to build in here is an array of our research machines. So this is where our research is going to be done. And I started counting out squares here. That is dead center of where I want kind of our little research tower to be middle of that square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to go out at least 19 blocks for the design that I want. So we're going to do some blasting. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to grab explosives here and pop one there. Pop one there is fine. We're going to just keep expanding this thing out. There and there. Then I'm going to clear the area a bit. Grab my detonator, which I put on spot 7. Oh. Blast this area out a bit. I still need to replace the rock that's getting removed. So all this I kind of need back. I've got a bunch of rock in inventory. Boom. Looks like the research got done. All right, that's that. And then I'm going to count out these squares. Diagonal squares. This is going to keep me kind of centered as I do it. Like I said, I need 19, at least to start. I need to go out 19 from the center. I'm just marking this with some desert dirt. Some of this will probably get blown away in the next blast. All right, that's that. I'm going to pick some research here, and then I'll do more of this off camera, and then we'll come back once I've got a big area set up, and we'll talk more about kind of the design of what's going to take place in here. Let's bring up the research queue, see what's useful. we could do. I already researched pipes and tanks. High voltage energy grid. I've got pumps already researched. Let's do power poles. And there's not actually a whole lot left that I can do. That's done. That's done. Greenhouse is done. We've got the ability to do biomass farming, and I was completely bummed out when I read the description here. Over on the left, it says, note that biomass farming is energy inefficient and costs more power than it yields. Kind of bummed about that. I'm not sure why we'd want to do biomass farming other than to unlock these wooden bricks for design purposes or something. But maybe we'll discover why that is the case. I guess we could do some of this decor stuff. Doesn't take science pack 3s. But most of the stuff that is only science pack 2s has been researched already. Just while I've been kind of puttering around. But yeah, let me blast this area out, and then I'll be back when I've got it as wide as I think we need it. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. I have blasted out. Pretty big room here. Again, I'm going to tear out all of this rock. At least that's my plan. So we'll be seeing bright blue skies above us here. This is just temporarily a little room until I can get time to blast all this out. But this is kind of what I was thinking for a layout for kind of like a research area. I've got research stations here, kind of spaced apart. What I'm thinking of doing with these is having, let's see if we do these guys. Boom. Boom. What makes sense? I guess that. Something like this. We'll have all our belts running through here. Boom. Maybe this is Science Pack 1s coming through this way. Then Science Pack 2s maybe on the inside lane. And then out here, I believe there's 5 Science Packs, if I'm not mistaken. If we look at the tech tree, let's see. I think the latest Science Pack I saw, yeah, was Science Pack 5, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Science Packs. So I'm thinking we'd have 16 of these research stations. Is that too many? I don't know. But I'm kind of designing for the look and the aesthetic more than I'm designing for chasing down the tech tree. I got an idea in mind for how I want this to look. But we'll have 4 on a side. This will be one big giant square. 4 research stations on a side, and then we'll have 2 belts that kind of circle in the middle with science packs maybe 1 and 2, and then 3 belts feeding on the outside, science packs 3, 4, and 5. And then those science packs, I'm thinking what they'll do, they will originate from underground. So we get rid of this, get rid of that. See what we can do. Would be something like this is what I've got in mind. If we pull this back. Where are my sloped conveyors? There they are. Boom. Something like that. So underneath, on a floor underneath this floor, is where the science packs will actually come up, enter the loop, go all the way around the square, and feed the research stations. And then same thing out here. We do something similar, have a couple slanted loaders bringing up, or 3 loaders bringing up science packs 3s, 4s, and 5s as we develop. And those would all be fed from underground. Let's see, where's my base? How do I get out of here? This way. Again, all the stuff above us is going to get blown away. All the stuff on either side is going to get blown away. And I'm thinking we'll have another floor down below that one. I don't know how many levels down. But somehow we'll have something like a port. This is just kind of what I'm thinking plan-wise. So I'm envisioning, let's go in one more. So I am envisioning our science packs to come in from other factories into these ports. Be something like, just to give you an idea, because I'm going to be doing a lot of this building, I think, off camera to pull this off. I'm not where I want to be. Let's get up. But yeah, science packs would come in from outside factories. So maybe this is science pack 1's coming in. They enter the floor underneath the research stations and then find their way up and into the loop here of belts that's going to feed actually the research stations. And then I can kind of envision 5 different ports kind of burrowed into the hillside here, because this will be mountain underneath us. So 5 different ports bringing in science packs from different factories. I don't know where those factories are going to live, if they're going to be half in the mountain, kind of half outside the mountain. We'll see. I kind of have been thinking about having like terraces hanging off of this mountain. And those terraces holding different factories. We'll see. But I kind of want to see if we can keep the canyon free and keep some of the more scenic areas free, and then have a big platform up here where we've got an awesome view of the world and we've got a bunch of factories kind of feeding the research central on the map. And then once we flatten out that whole plateau, once we flatten all this out, there might be room for the monuments and drone landing stations, all that kind of stuff. We'll see. There's a bunch in the game that I haven't experienced yet, so I don't know what I don't know. But I've kind of got some bold plans for the design, and I'm going to be focused on the aesthetic. I'll be doing a lot of stuff off camera. A lot of boring blasting and digging to pull this all off. So that gives you an idea of what I want to do in this area. If you look at the map, I think towards the end of last episode, I was thinking through where we're going to get our next supply of technum and ignium and xenoferrite. And I did some walking around the map and scanning. We've got some resources we don't know about yet. I'm pretty sure that's the oleum. Could be wrong. Got some unknown resources here. We did uncover mineral rock, so I've unlocked that in the tech tree. Not sure. I think that's might be used for concrete production. Not sure. But way out here in the desert area, I've got a bunch of xenoferrite, got technum, and way a bit lower, if we go lower, we've got a couple little deposits of ignium that might hold us over. They're not huge. They're pretty small, actually. But I actually, way over here, I started digging a mine to tap into this ignium ore. And that's probably going to be our source of power. So between episodes, oh man, it's just so far away. But these little starter mines, I kind of don't want to depend on them for the long term. I'm kind of neglecting these initial ones. This is kind of the obvious starting point. You know, the game kind of leads you down a path, build in the local area until you run out of resources and then expand. I'm kind of short-circuiting that and just jumping to the next stage where we start tapping into more resources that are more abundant. But the desert is kind of ugly to me. At least I don't like desert landscapes. So I'm going to belt this resource into this big, nice green area. And this is kind of where we're going to be centered for most of our building. At least that's what I'm planning on. And then way over here, this is where we were just at. There's our little, there's our research stations. And you can see that's kind of in the center of this little mountain, this particular mountain range. So that's the plan. Between episodes, I'm going to be connecting up or looking to tap into these reserves over here. This ignium, xenoferrite, technum. See if I can get some kind of infrastructure in place. And then we need to look at power production and getting power into this area where all of our research labs are going to end up. And then we need to start the whole process over again of producing Science Pack 1s and then moving on to Science Pack 2s. Along the way, we've got quite a bit of stuff to do. We look at the crafting menu again. You've got boilers, but these take steel beams. So we're going to need to craft steel. I've got a casting machine. I've got incinerator. I think this is just for getting rid of junk. Could be wrong. Got greenhouses. Not sure where that's going to come into play. But as we build out factories, to make steel, to make concrete, power production stuff, I'll be doing all of that on camera. But some of the prep work, or a lot of the prep work, routing belts, digging stuff out, probably going to do that off camera. Yeah, those are the plans. I think we're going to wrap this episode here. For now, this is Glidercat saying thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoy this somewhat different series on Foundry. This is an awesome game. I'm anxious to build and build big, but I don't want to do it on just one big flat slab. Do kind of a dull build. I'm trying to come up with something that I think is going to be aesthetically unique and kind of interesting. Even though it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of work to realize what I've got in mind. But I think it might look cool when we're done. Yeah, with that, I want to thank Glidercat patrons and channel members for their support. Deeply, deeply appreciated. With that, I'll see you all in the next episode.